hope your day is full of strawberry shortcake and cheesecake and key lime pie and lemon meringue pie and macaroons and chocolate chip cookies and oatmeal cookies and gelato. We gotta have gelato, especially when I'm wearing a fucking beret. I don't even know if this beret is on right. Could maybe not be because I do have headphones and a beret on. Like, it's not easy being a Parisian podcaster, but I do it. And I make it look easy. Maybe not today. But guys, we have an amazing episode for you today with Ryan Sickler. But before we get into this week's episode, there's just something I want to tell you about, and that's Oh Yeah socks. Look down at your socks right now. I bet you have a hole in at least one of them. Maybe they were once white and now they're brown from just walking around your dirty floors, pacing your floors all pandemic long. It's time to treat yourself. To what, you may ask? To socks. And I have a discount code. Head to Oh Yeah Socks. That's 3 O's HYEAH socks. You can go to their Instagram at Oh Yeah Socks or head to their website, ohyeah.com. That's 3 O's HYEAH.com. Head to ohyeah.com to shop socks. They also partner with different artists to make incredible socks. In this week's episode, you can see that I give Ryan a pair of Mr. Rogers socks and Alien socks. They have every type of sock you could ever want, and they collaborate with different artists to bring unique designs. So from Bob Ross to Mr. Rogers to rainbows and hearts and aliens, there's a sock for you. They also make masks and bandanas, and they make great Christmas gifts. They make great stocking stuffers. They're affordable, and everybody needs socks and everybody needs masks. So head to ohyeah.com. That's 3 O's HYEAH.com. Discount code SARA10, SARA10 for 10% off. And guys, if you're enjoying this podcast, please leave a review. I can't tell you how big of a difference that makes for me. Also, I did just drop some merch. So head to my Instagram at Princess Shank. That's princess like normal and then another SHENK to shop all the merch. They're really fun cowboy shirts. One of them says Shank in like a rope font. And then the other two are like cowboy shirts, but they're t-shirts and they look like cowboy shirts. And there's a man one and a woman one. The man one has like weed leaves on it. I'm gonna get one of each because I'm obsessed with all of my merch. Again, head to my Instagram. There's links in the highlight that says merch. Also, I will have show dates coming in 2021. Follow me on Twitter at Princess Shank on Twitter for more information about that. Also, I'm on Cameo. If you or someone you love want to send a cameo of Shank, that is now an option. I will wish you a Merry Christmas. I will break up with your boyfriend for you this Christmas. I'll break up with your girlfriend for you this Christmas. I'll, whatever you want, I'll spread some holiday cheer. Okay. You got it. That's what I'm here for. Shop merch, leave a review. Guys, enjoyed this week's episode with Ryan Sickler. It's a banger. I'm sure you're going to love it. It was so much fun. All right. Thanks so much. And make sure to check out his podcast, The Honeydew. Hi. Hi. Welcome back to another episode of Shank. I'm Sara Weinshenk, and today's guest is Ryan Sickler.
Thank you for having me back. This is my second appearance.
And today we're in the Honeydew studio. Thank you for letting me use it.
Well, thank you for wanting to use it.
Yeah. We love it in here.
It feels nice.
Yeah, it does feel nice. So I wanted to get you on again because the first time you were on, it was so much fun. We talked about the junk drawer scissors that you used to cut your daughter's umbilical cord with.
A Tweety Bird shirt.
we had a lot of good conversations. So
I got you a Tweety shirt.
You did. So if someone's just tuning in now, how do we explain the Tweety Bird?
We were talking about a specific type of character in Baltimore City, white trash, excuse me, who had the bleach blonde hair and the extra long Tweety Bird shirt with cigarettes, and not just cigarettes, like that old school leather, the clips at the top like this, your grandma would have, and you keep your cigarettes and your lighter in there and your scratch offs and your lottery tickets. And
Scratch offs.
And then just flip flops from like Walgreens or something
and jean
like that.
shorts.
Jean shorts that you don't really see because the Tweety Bird shirt comes right down. So you're not sure if this woman
like a classic.
Doesn't have pants on or not.
And this is just a classic Baltimore bitch.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Just a block bitch.
And just a block bitch.
And it's like you ask that woman like where she's from and she's like here. But she doesn't mean Baltimore. She means here. This sidewalk.
This sidewalk.
Yeah.
Well, also, it is interesting that I've noticed that trashier people are attracted to the Looney Tunes more than they are the Disney characters.
I would say that's I would say that's
What
that's
is
fair.
that about?
That's really interesting. It is. I would say trashier definitely leans Looney Tunes.
Right? It's like
I'm right in the middle though. I've always been like Disney movies were great growing up. I appreciated more of the characters and even going to the park. But Looney Tunes I resonated with. Like it was really funny. Even I purposely introduced my daughter to Looney Tunes. I'm like, it's hard to find. You got to pay for them and buy them and shit now. So she loves Tweety Bird. It's Christmas ornament we have every Christmas. The thing sings "Deck the Halls of Boughs of Holly," but like Tweety Bird, so she loves it.
That's cute.
Sylvester looks like our cat.
You have a cat?
Well, her mom still does. I say that's my girlfriend. That's my girlfriend. That fucking cat. I love that dude.
You have a thing for cats.
I don't, and that's why
I'm wearing a cat sweater.
Yeah, you are.
I'm like afraid of becoming a cat lady.
I don't have a thing for cats. I've always been a dog guy, and I've only met like a couple of cats in my life that I'm like, you're fucking cool as shit, but because they seem more like dogs. Right. This cat, they rescued, and she will let me love on her, and then all of a sudden, fuck me up. It's like every woman in my life. It's like no warning. No, just turn around and just claw the fuck out of me. Like get love for 5 good minutes and then turn around and just be and gone. I'm like, this bitch.
No.
My forearms were just scarred for a while when she first came around because I would let her go at it, but she would let me get the love. And then after that, she'd be like, you know what?
She'd
on second thought, fuck you.
That's so
funny. Every woman in my life. Yeah.
Do you really feel like that's every woman in your life?
No, because I've certainly made my mistakes too. Yeah, but
have you ever been the cat?
Yeah, that's exactly what I meant. Yeah, that's exactly what I meant.
Cat.
Sometimes but a lot less. I've been the cat. I'll be honest about that. A lot less.
Well, there's a lot of cats out there. I feel.
Yeah. I've met a bunch of them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You're like, this is going great. Wait, never mind. There's also some male cats. You know what I mean?
I do. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I know some of them.
You do?
Yeah.
When all this talk of cats, remember when they remade the movie Cats?
No, I do, but I've never seen any version of Cats. I've never seen.
But part of me thinks if I got high enough and I watched Cats, it would be an experience, and I would not regret that choice. You
don't think so?
No.
Have you seen the original? Have you seen?
No, it's terrifying. From what I've seen, whoever made Cats was on all of the drugs. Right?
All of them, yeah.
It's like, I'm on all of the drugs. I got this sick idea that they're cats, but they're humans. Because their faces are haunting.
Oh, they are. That video I saw, and I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
That was creepy. Yeah.
It's so creepy. Mm-hmm. So what's your pandemic been like?
My pandemic has been like, things were okay at first. But once the homeschool hit, it really shifted shit. Like I went and talked to the doctor about it. Like my mental state, I was like, I can't, like, I didn't know how to do the original math. You know what I mean? And now there's new math. I don't even know. I should not be teaching children school. Like if you want to come and learn street smarts, I can help you with street smarts.
Yeah.
I can't help you with book smarts. I can help you with hustle and like motivational type shit. You know what I mean? I can get you motivated coaching? To go do that. Yeah, like, that's better. I dress like a coach. I dress like a soccer coach.
Yeah, you have coach energy.
Yeah, I can motivate you to go do that thing, but somebody else has got to teach you to do that thing. Like I'll hype you up for school, but somebody's got to teach you how to do school. I can't be all of it. And it fucked with me. It really did. Like it wore me out mentally. Like I would be drained. I'm not exercising. I have my daughter half the week. So half the week, 3 days of the week, I have to do homeschooling, and she's sick. So she doesn't read completely yet. She's not self-sufficient. She's not a middle schooler or whatever that can just sit there and the teachers tell you what to do, or, hey, you've got these assignments due by this date. It's everyday online school. And on top of it, in typical my life, we get homeschooled. And they start construction behind my apartment building that's 20 feet away, and it's 5-story units, and it's going to be loud ass construction, and has been for over a year. For over a year, that's going to be going on while we're sitting home homeschooling. So it's been loud and destructive and distracting. And then I used to, even on my day, I would drop my daughter off at school, and I would still have from 8:30 to 5 or 5:30 to go write, to go record, to go do promo, anything work related. And now I don't. So the other days of the week, I have to cram, the rest of my week into 2 days. And you've been so patient with me. We're working together on something right now, and I'm constantly like, I'm so fucking sorry. I've been getting babysitters. I owe you a trip. I got to go your way next time.
No, it's fine. I get it. I don't have a kid during a pandemic.
The homeschooling is, and other parents I talk to, I'm sure parents that are listening right now.
Everyone's losing their fucking minds.
What are you talking about? We just have to sit here with the kids. And then it's like shelter in place and stay at home. But how am I supposed to pay the bills to keep the lights on for these kids, the internet? How am I supposed to pay for Wi-Fi if I can't go to work, if I can't go anywhere? What was it? I showed you that thing where it said no walking, scooting, cycling, public transportation, driving unless you're deemed essential. And then you sent me one about what's still allowed. Is it
pickleball? It said pickleball is still allowed, but I don't even know what the fuck pickleball is.
I don't either.
And I'm like, obviously Garcetti's hard for pickleball because it's still allowed to exist in this pandemic.
I mean,
or Newsom.
It's even.
I can't even look at. Okay, first of all, Newsom, I used to think he was hot, but now that he's restricted everything.
I used to like the dude. I did.
Newsom?
I didn't dislike him. Now I don't fucking like him.
I don't like either of them.
They're all the same people.
Newsom.
Like, we have to stay at home, but your vineyards are open. Your kids are attending public school. You're going to your buddy's 50th birthday party because, he planned so much for this party, and I didn't want to. There are people that didn't go see relatives die.
Yeah.
What are you fucking talking about? You went to your buddy's 50th. So if you can do, and then he's getting his hair done like Nancy Pelosi and all these people. and look,
Newsom's getting his hair done for sure.
I am not I can't stand either fucking side. I just saw this whole thing with Matthew McConaughey where he's like, we need to go hard center. And I was like, you're right, dude. You're right, because there are some things on this side I agree with, and some things on this side I agree with.
We're fucked when Matthew McConaughey is the voice of
making
reason.
Sense. We should go hard center and split this shit and stop going all the way that way and all the way that way.
90s
it's
heartthrob.
Ridiculous.
Matthew McConaughey coming through with some pandemic wisdom.
I got to go to a party. Ever tell you about this?
No.
Can I?
With Matthew McConaughey?
Can I tell you about this?
Okay, so you know Matthew McConaughey.
I don't. I'm going to make that very clear. I do not know Matthew McConaughey.
Okay. That's how rumors start.
A lot of people tell me I sound like him, though. I've gotten it before.
Yeah, I could see that.
But so when I first moved out here in the late 1900s, 90 whatever it was, a college friend of mine was like, yo, I'm gonna come out. And I was like, whatever. I never believed anyone until they got here. Well, he did. He came out. And so in the same hood building in North Hollywood, we moved from my 1-bedroom to this 2-bedroom down the hall. And he got a job as a cameraman at CNN. But he was a good looking dude. If you remember MTV Sports, that guy Dan Cortez, remember that dude?
Was this your roommate?
Well, that wasn't him, but he looked like him. He was a good looking dude, had longer hair, like just a good looking dude, nice smile, good looking dude. Got no problem with the ladies or getting them or anything. So he was very charismatic and charming, and he gets this job as a cameraman at CNN. And within, I don't know, a very short amount of time, a week or two, Ron Howard comes in, and he's looking for cameramen who can also be actors in this new film he's doing called Ed TV, which starred Matthew McConaughey with Woody Harrelson and his brother. It was very early reality. They were following McConaughey around San Francisco and all this shit. Well, he's now being paid. My roommate, the name's Mike, is now being paid as a cameraman, but he gets a second check because of the nature of following him around with 3 cameras. You're just going to get on camera. And so they have to pay you to be in front of the camera and behind the camera. So he comes out to California,
so he's killing it,
and nails this, like, basically a 6-figure gig out of the fucking gate. Okay. So at the end of it, you know, I'm a big weed smoker, and he was a little bit, and they had 2 rap parties. They did a small one at Barney's Beanery. I've told this, I'll tell you this story. So they did a small one at Barney's Beanery, and we're living in the Valley, North Hollywood, but north, like Sherman Way, like and deep. Fulton, deep North Hollywood.
Yeah, I know deep North Hollywood.
North Hollywood.
Yeah, deep. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So he hits me up and he's like, yo, Woody Harrelson's here. He wants to smoke a joint. Bring some weed over and let's smoke a joint with Woody. I'm like, oh my God. I get in a car and I haul ass over to West Hollywood.
Okay.
And Woody comes out with us and we're hanging out and he's talking. We're hanging out. We're smoking a joint. And this homeless guy comes up. And he goes, Woody Harrelson.
No.
Give me $20. And Woody Harrelson goes, I'll tell you what. I'll give you $20 if you can name 3 movies I've been in. He's like, okay. And I'm like, oh, shit. And he's getting all excited. He's like, okay. White Man Can't Jump. He goes, that's 1. He goes, Money Train. He goes, that's 2. And he goes, Cowboy Way. And Woody Harrelson goes, how in the fuck do you know about Cowboy Way? And he goes, I slept underneath that billboard on Sunset. And Woody Harrelson gave him $20 and he rolled out.
That's so funny.
So good. So funny. So then getting to Matthew McConaughey, now Matthew McConaughey has rented this mansion in the Hollywood Hills to throw a rap party for the movie. And it's a day-night party. So during the day, families are there, kids, children, everything. And then as the night, I wish I could find this guy. I don't even know if he's still alive. He's this older, very old black man. He was like a solo blues guitarist. He looked like John Lee Hooker.
Okay.
For all I know, it could have been John Lee Hooker. Okay. This is Matthew McConaughey.
Okay.
And he's just standing in the yard shredding blues. It was fantastic. And it's during the day. He's playing a little music, and Elizabeth Hurley's in the movie. And so
she's there?
She's there, and I'm standing in line. I mean, it's one person in front of me to get like a beer. And I just happen to turn around and I see her walk in with her girlfriend. And I'm just like, holy fuck. And to this day, the way that woman looked in jeans has left a goddamn
You're still
imprint.
Riding the high from seeing
I can't
Elizabeth
even.
Hurley.
I have never in jeans fill out a pair of jeans, denim. She made denim.
I'm gonna Google this shit later. Elizabeth Hurley.
She
jeans.
walks in. Her girlfriend's with her, and she's hot too. They're both Brits. I mean, and they give me one of these waves. Now,
yes,
I don't wave back.
Okay,
because a friend of mine, side story, had told me a story one time. Little Italian dude named Anthony Biasello, who I went to high school with.
Okay.
Had moved down to Orlando and called me one day. He's like, I just had the most embarrassing night last night. And I'm like, why? And he goes, he's short. He's like 5'5", 5'6". He's like, I'm in line at this nightclub. And this is when Shaq played for the Orlando Magic. And Shaq's just Shaq. Yeah. You know, wherever he goes is polarizing. And
right.
He rolls up to the club and he gets out and he goes, he says, Shaq looks at him and goes like this. And he's like, I don't know what to do. I'll try to be quiet. Just go, what's up, Shaq? And then the guy behind him starts talking to Shaq. No. Shaq is not looking at him, doesn't head nod. He's like, I got out of line. I went home. No. He was humiliated. People were making fun of him. Like, what's up, Shaq? He's like, God damn it. So I don't want to be him.
Right.
And think that they're waving at me when it could be this hot ass bartender they've already talked to for 3 drinks. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
So I don't wave.
Right.
And then they wave again. And I literally had to do and I was like, and they're like, yeah. And I was like, oh, hey, how you doing? They're like, good. So I sit and start talking to them. I go outside with them. We're smoking together. We're hanging out. They were just the nicest fucking. It was just a great moment to be in Hollywood around. There's McConaughey. There's Woody Harrelson.
Elizabeth Hurley.
Ralph Malph.
That's crazy.
From Happy Days because it's a Ron Howard movie.
That's crazy.
Like, it's great. But they and now day turns into night. And just as it's about to be night, there's this kid playing ping pong on a ping pong table in the garage, and he's talking mad shit. His dad's backing him up or whatever. Well, Matthew McConaughey is, I didn't know, but he's good at ping pong. And so he's like, well, if you're going to talk, let's play a game. And he's like, how much you want to bet? And I think he said $50. I think it was or $20 or $50 bet, right? And he's probably 11, this kid, you know. But he's talking mad shit. And Matthew McConaughey punishes him. I mean, just buries him. And he's like, you know, pay up. And the dad's like, you're going to make a kid pay? And Matthew McConaughey in that fucking voice said, bet's a bet. I was like, oh my God, he made it pay up. Bet's a bet.
No.
So then the night turns, they're throwing everybody in the pool, whatever. People are pulling out Coke. They're trying to give it to McConaughey. He's like, no, thank you. You know, he's smoking his weed, whatever. We're all having a good time. And then the next morning we had to go back, and everybody had pagers and stuff. And since they were all, you know, in the pool and shit, they had to go back and get everything out of the pool in the morning. Pagers. So we saw McConaughey, and he gave us a little, and then that was it.
That's so funny. You were at Matthew McConaughey's party.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
Watch him beat a kid in ping pong. Watch people try to give him cocaine. He was like, no. He'd be laughing like, no.
Matthew
There's
McConaughey.
all these people here and shit.
A bet's a bet.
Mm-hmm.
Making a child pay him.
He did. He made that guy's dad pay him. Like, you're over here hyping your kid. Fucking pay up.
So funny.
No, I don't need the money, but a bet's a bet.
What about ping pong in general? How do you feel about ping pong?
I like ping pong.
You do?
I do. It's so funny you ask, because I've been seeing these videos lately online where these guys are fucking hitting it with the paddle, and it bends around the net, and it'll hit right here, bing, and off. And I'm like, it's something you can't even defend. You can't even defend it.
You watch ping pong
it's
videos.
Indefensible. It's just
in
little
between
clips
Zoom school.
Well, I talk about this in my stand-up, but my senior year of high school, can I tell this story?
Yeah.
Do you know this?
No.
So my senior year of high school, we had 2 exchange students.
Okay.
And they were Korean brothers.
Okay.
And I'm telling you, there's a whole entire high school that will corroborate this. I've gone back to Baltimore and told this story in front of people we went to high school with, and they're like, yeah.
No.
So their names are Carlos and Eddie Ko. Okay. I don't know who named these Korean kids, but they're introduced to us as Carlos and Eddie Ko. All right.
Okay.
And they're seniors with us. But then there were some other kids, like a Brazilian kid, I want to say was in 10th grade, and some other country. There was some other girl. And what they ended up being were Olympian ping pong players representing their country in this ping pong Olympics that's being held in Maryland that none of us have any idea about. Like, apparently Maryland has some like bomb ass fucking table tennis training place, and they're representing the real Olympics. And these kids are Olympian ping pong players, and we are told
Are they brothers?
They're brothers. They're Carlos
twins.
and Eddie. They're not twins.
That would only make it more
but they're
fun.
like a year apart.
Okay.
But they put them in our senior year, and we were told not to fuck with them. Don't fuck them up. They're Olympians. You know, we're like, whatever with that shit. Well, I'm a senior. I have no parents at this point. My dad's dead. My mom is gone. She's not even living. So it's me and my 2 brothers, and everyone comes to our home. Everyone is there Monday through Sunday. Sarah, you'd have been there. You would have been there. Yeah.
What do you mean?
Where's
your mom?
My dad died when we were 16, and my mom had split before that. But the state had us move in with her because she was our only. Not next to kin. What do you call it? A guardian. She was our parent, our mom.
Yeah.
So she decided to just stay at her boyfriend's and left us in this apartment. And we just raised ourselves until we got out of school. So
would you guys cook yourselves dinner?
No, my God. We lived on pizza delivery. American Pizza was the place, and they were like, hey, Ryan. I'm like, yeah, just bring the usual. And they're like, okay.
No.
All fast food, all garbage.
From what age to what age?
16 to I'm 47. So the last 31 years.
Oh, my God.
And no, from 16 to 18 when she kicked us out. And she kicked us out.
She came back and kicked you out?
No, she just was like, you're not staying in this place anymore because the Social Security check had run out. See, when my dad died, we were underage. So through his work, we got like money until we were 18.
Okay.
But she took a P.O. box out and stole that money.
No.
And would just give us $20 a week. And we're like, we have gas. We're driving to school. Like, we have a little brother. We're sort of we're raising each other.
Right.
We're signing each other's permission slips. Yeah,
really?
But we were good kids. I got a 3.0, went to school, graduated, all fine, went to college, got a 3.0, graduated like an idiot. But our place was the party house. And
So, like,
everyone was there. I would come home and I would be like, who are you? I don't even know you. I'm in 11th grade. I'm like, I don't know you.
really? They
Yeah,
would
but
just
you would
in
be
your
like that.
house?
I'd be like, what's this girl, Sarah? Where are you?
Yeah.
And then you'd be coming over every weekend.
What kind of, like, would you guys drink?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I didn't start smoking weed until I was 21.
Okay, so you were wasted throughout high school?
But I no, not really. I drank, but I never got too drunk. I certainly did. I shouldn't say that. I got plenty of drunk, but I wasn't wasted. I wasn't a daily drinker.
But you guys had the party house.
We were the house. So if you had it, you brought it here to drink it.
Got
so
it.
we would get a little taste of it or whatever if I wanted it. You know what I
Right.
mean? I'm like, you got a keg? Bring it over here tonight.
Kinda
Nobody's
whiskey
going to tell us no.
tasting.
Yep. You guys have fucking Cisco. Bring it over here tonight. Let's watch somebody throw a projectile vomit for 3 hours
Oh my
tonight.
God, wine coolers.
Mhm, all of it. That's what I started with, wine coolers in 9th grade, and it progressed to just cheap beer. Because there was this liquor store in Baltimore City that we would go to
Okay,
called Curly's.
Curly's.
And it was down in West Baltimore, and you just don't go there. You don't. If you're white in certain neighborhoods, you'll get stopped by the police because they'll be like, what are you doing here? Because the only reason you're there, if you're white,
Is to do something illegal.
is to get drugs or you're a fucking bail bondsman.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
That's usually about it.
Okay.
I've had plenty of bail bondsman friends. The cops don't like them so much because the cops spend their time putting them behind the bars. Bail bondsmen spend their time getting them out.
Got it.
And anytime I've been with these white guys in these neighborhoods, they have to have their badge thing. They have to have their ID. They have to have their gun paperwork because they get pulled. He's like, watch, we're going to get pulled over. And you do.
How many bail bond guys do
I
you
know
know?
3.
That's some weird
Yeah.
Baltimore shit.
It-
I don't
that's
know
a
a
weird one.
single
They
bail
all got into it. They were friends and one got in and then 2 more got in. I was like, oh, you all went that way.
Bail bonds guy. That's crazy. I
Yeah.
don't even know one.
Mhm.
Okay.
So we were the party house.
You were the party
and
house.
everyone would come there no matter what they had. It was weed. You were coming there to do it. No one's going to fuck with you there. No one's going to bother you there. There's no worry about someone's parents coming
Were
home.
people like having sex?
Yeah, I was just about to say, I can't tell you how many guys, girlfriends, boobies I saw. And I know you always say boobies.
Boobies.
Boobies. No, so
mean,
many
high
girls
school's
I would
so
see
weird.
naked, and I'm like, oh my, I'd be going, honest, this is the honest to God truth. I would go up to go to bed, and there would be people fucking in my bed. I'm like,
No.
Get up.
No.
I'd be mad. I didn't even care that she was naked. I'm like, get
No,
out of here. Nice
no,
titties, Lisa.
no.
Get out of here. I'm going to bed. You got nice titties, Lisa. I'll see you in social studies, girl. That's what you get for fucking in my bed.
That's so crazy.
Mhm.
High school's crazy
High
like
school's
that,
crazy.
though.
But everyone's so horny.
Everyone's so horny and they're just looking for somewhere to fuck.
Any escape, and here you can come and have sex, you can drink, you can smoke, you can do whatever. But I stayed pretty level-headed. I never did any drugs.
You had
No
to
drugs.
raise your
No
your
coke,
brother.
no acid, no shrooms, no nothing. But I did drink. That was it. That was my vice then. And now I don't drink as barely at all, and I smoke weed. So
Every time I drink, I'm like, it was not worth it.
yeah, I always feel
always
the
so
next day. I'm like, I don't
hungover.
feel like this when I smoke weed the next morning.
Yeah.
So anyway, I've sidetracked off these ping pong kids.
Oh yeah, the ping pong.
So
brothers.
Carlos and Eddie now we're like, we got to get them into the fold. We got to bring them over to party. We got to fucking know
ping
what these
pongers?
Korean Olympians are all about, you know?
Yeah.
And Carlos was more of the reserved one, and Eddie was like, I'm down. So Carlos did his own thing. He would abide by the rules, and the rules were this. We lived, like 3 blocks from a mental institution called Springfield Mental Hospital. Okay. And it's sort of the best way to describe it's like, you ever been on the East Coast? You see one of these like little colleges, like the little cobblestone ones built.
Yeah.
It's hospital, but it's like, here's the crazy area here.
Right.
And then all the way in the back of the property is a laundry camp, minimum security facility. And it's acres and acres.
Right.
But then here's these people that some of them could walk the property if they had a wristband, So I
Okay.
always say it ranged from, I'm allowed to walk this property to I can't figure out how to get out of this fucking jacket. Like it went
No.
all the way insane.
Okay.
And they housed them, the ping pong players, in a dorm that was way away from everything, that was just, hadn't been used.
Okay.
It was shower stalls. The same way when I went to Europe for I played soccer. I was good at soccer when I was a kid, all JUCO in college. I was good at soccer, and I made a team that was under 17. It was one of the U.S. Teams that would go over and train like these kids, but they had made it. I was just on an development team. Okay. And when we went over there, we were there for a month. And that's what we did too. We just laid in cots and shower stalls in these schools and stuff. That's where they put us. So that's what these kids had, you know, just like a little quadrant, and they would put their shit in it.
Ping pong or dorm.
Mm-hmm. But Eddie would come and party with us all the time.
So Eddie was the fun one.
Eddie was the fun one, and he would get nuts. He would drink. He would get fucked up.
He needed to blow off some
steam.
He
did. He needed to blow off some steam. He was a ping ponger.
A professional Olympian.
Mm-hmm. He was an Olympian.
I also said weeped instead of wept
he
earlier.
Did, but I liked weep better than wept. Like sleeped. I sleeped. I went.
Sleep sounds
last
so
night.
Stupid.
But they would put on these displays in front of the entire school in the gym.
Ping pong displays.
Sarah, have you ever seen professional ping pong players?
I've the closest to professional ping ponger I've ever seen is Forrest Gump.
Okay, well, they stand back off the table, and I mean, they hit this fucking thing. It's hauling ass, and they'd hide it, and they'd do these moves where you couldn't fucking even get it. I'm telling you, I'm watching these guys hit it. I'm like, wait,
do they have sweatbands on?
It can go around. Yeah, you can go around.
Why am I imagining them in sweatbands with matching Adidas jackets?
They had all kinds of sponsors, whatever the big table tennis ones are. They had them. They have their own paddles. Like they don't fuck around, but they would do flips and hit the ball.
No.
They would like if you and I are starting on this side of the table, we would do it to where we rotated all the way around the table, short side and everything. But I mean, hitting it hard as shit and doing all kinds of crazy stuff in front of the whole school.
No.
In front of the whole school.
Of course you remember that.
Mm-hmm. How would you forget? You know what's crazy to me is I told that story on stage, and a friend of mine was like, I forgot that. I'm like, how? How the fuck could you forget those two guys that came in out of nowhere, and they dropped them in? I feel like they didn't start with us. They came in like, I want to say,
when a new kid comes in, it's always
later.
It's always like, whoa.
It was like, yeah, like what?
Oh,
two of you guys? Oh, as soon as I saw them sit next to me, I looked at everybody like, around the Coe brothers are coming over to party.
Yeah.
Trust me, this weekend they'll be at the place partying. Yeah. It was 912 North Avenue. That's what it was.
No.
That was our address, and we had everybody. We threw a party when we got kicked out. When my mom kicked us out, it was July 4th, 1991.
Okay.
So on July 3rd, 1991, we threw a party. How old were you in July of 1991?
I was trying to figure that out. 4.
All right, 4.
I was 4.
Well, your mom or dad could have been at the party.
Yeah.
But this party was fucking huge. We were going to colleges for orientation, and when we were there, we would just tell people. It would be an hour away. We'd be like, we're having a party here tonight. Listen,
did you have flyers?
Mm-hmm. And we would tell everybody on your orientation, because we wanted to fuck. We didn't care. We were out of there. We were done. That was my mom's place. Like, who cares?
Yeah.
So
did you guys not have anywhere to go the next day, like after she kicked you out?
Well, we didn't originally, but we had worked it out. My dad's mom took us in. We lived with my grandma. We were very close to her. She's really our mom.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
But nobody wants to live with their fucking grandma. I'm like, that's not fair to her, you know? But my mother was like, you're out in the street. We had no place to go. So my grandma was like, of course, yes.
My grandma wouldn't take me.
My grandma.
My grandma?
My grandmom took me, and my grandmom's sister took me. That runs deep. My great aunt taking me.
My grandma
taking me back.
Takes herself to get her hair done all the time, even in the pandemic.
Really?
Yeah, my dad had to tell her to stop. He was like, you're going to be a beautiful corpse. You got to stop.
Yeah, who cares what you look
you're
like
91 years old. It's not worth it. Yeah, she has a hairdresser pick her up and then goes behind my dad's back. Mm-mm. And she kept ordering limos to get her nails done.
Limos? Nuh-uh.
Yes.
To get her nails done.
She hired a town car to get her nails done. And then my dad was like, Mom, you have to shower. You haven't showered. And she's like, I will not get my hair wet, because she has it like blown out like a 1950s lady.
Like beehive sort of style?
Yes, and it's set, and then she hates showering after it's done, especially during pandemic, because then she knows she's not going to be able to get it done again.
Right.
And she's a diva.
Mm-hmm.
So she's stay out there.
I like to meet her.
Yeah, she's
Have you ever had
wild.
her on the show?
No.
You should
She
sit
is
down
a
and talk to
character.
her and then decide if you can actually air it later.
She's a
You know what I'm
character.
saying?
Yeah, she's a character. She is like...
My grandmom was like so funny and just, that was her son that died. So she changed after that.
Right.
She totally changed. Rightfully so. She did. And now you got to take your grandkids in and only 2 of them because one's still in school with the mom and she's kicking these 2 out. Like you're just, So July 3rd, 1991. And we lived right next to this firehouse.
Okay.
And it had this huge field. And every year there was a massive carnival there and they would park the cars there. So we knew how they parked the cars. So we had people go over to the field and direct people in and put them in parking stalls. I mean, rows of them.
Wait, you did this in high school? This shit was organized.
Okay. Then we have I don't know, a couple hundred people. I mean, we're in a duplex that's a 2-bedroom. My brothers and I all share a 1-bedroom where all the sex and everything you're walking. I'm like, Jesus Christ. So, the police show up. Some neighbor calls the police. And across the street was a guy. His name was Jeff Pree. And Jeff Pree, I just recently learned, I didn't know this, but I guess he passed away. But he was Mr. Maryland for a minute. And he was...
Excuse me?
He was a big dude. But the crazy part is...
Mr. Maryland?
When you're in 6th grade, I think it is, in our public school system, they would send you to what they called outdoor school for a week. And it was awesome. You would learn about camping, all this shit, survival in the outdoors, what the woods were like, all this. And you would stay in these cabins and shit. And then the seniors from high school would be your counselor. Okay. So they could get credit for class. Well, he was my fucking
Mr. Maryland
Camp Joshua counselor.
No.
And he ends up living across the street. We moved there. So I'm like, man, you gotta be kidding. Well, now we're seniors. So we're like, man, you were in 6th grade.
Crazy.
But he was massive. So we're like, yo, we're throwing this fucking party.
You got to invite Mr. Maryland.
Why don't you come over and bounce it? You sit on the porch with the keg. And if anyone gets out of hand, you can fucking handle it. And we'll give you $100 and all the beer and weed you can drink and smoke. He was like, done.
Yeah.
So this massive motherfucker is on the porch. No one's fucking around. And then the cops show up. And they come up to me and they're like, whose house is this? And I'm like, we live here. He goes, are you responsible for this? I'm like, it just all depends on what you're about to say. He goes, I'll tell you what I'm about to say. You got calls. It's probably 9, 10 o'clock.
Okay.
Getting some noise complaints. And honestly, I'm looking around. I can tell a lot of underage kids are drinking here. So you need to wrap this shit up now. And I was like, you want to do me a favor? Can you take, and I was like, do you mind saying that to everybody? He's like, no, you say it. And I go, okay. I go, all right, everybody, the police say we got to wrap this up. I swear to God, two nerds ran and that was it. That was it.
No.
They were like, okay. Everybody just sat put. And he goes, I'm telling you, I'm going to come back by. And if all these people are here, you're going to jail. And I go, I can't force people to leave. You just heard me tell people to leave and they're not leaving. So if you want to help me out, he's like, I'm not helping you.
No.
And then he goes to walk away. He goes, I got to ask you something. I go, what? And he goes, who did the parking over there? I got to me. He goes, that's a hell of a job. He goes, I swear to you, I've never seen parking organized like that at a party in my life. If you want to work the carnival this year, I was like, I'm good, bro. I'm good. And he never came back. He never came back.
That's
we partied.
Crazy.
And the people that were moving into that apartment, because my mom was moving out, my mom had let them put this little camper. Like you could tow it, but it wasn't a pop-up camper. It was big enough to walk in and it had like a little gravel driveway. It wasn't longer from here to the front door. That was our driveway.
No.
I'm telling you, this was a house where the 3 girls that lived next door to us, someone I know still keeps in touch with them, but they walk over and they go, which one of you is Ryan? I go, me. I go, how do you know my name? They're like, we hear your mom yell at you all. We feel so sorry for you.
Would she yell at you loud?
Oh my, that's all she did. It was
Ryan,
never talk
like that.
But my mom was physically abusive, all of it, like just going. So my friend Eric Lee gets up on top of that camper. He is shit-faced. And we're like, what are you doing? That's somebody else. And we're laughing like, what are you doing? Get down. And he kicks the top of it off and he pisses in that thing.
No.
Oh my God.
In the camper?
In the camper, yeah. But we were gone the next day. It didn't matter to us. My mom had to deal with that.
No.
And she comes home in the middle of this thing.
Your mom did?
She's like, what the fuck's going on? I was like, well, we're leaving tomorrow. We're going to, we'll see you later. She's like, who are these people? I'm like, I don't even know. I don't even know who these 30 people are over here. Never seen them, but they were to college orientation, to community college. And they all rolled out to party. Everybody just wanted to party.
That's so crazy.
And we do it. I mean, it was epic. It was the best send off of 912 North Avenue ever. Every now and then, if I'm in that area, I'll roll by that house. You do? Yeah, because like I hated living there because I was there because my dad died. Right. But I just had my friend on the Patreon episode who was there every night. His parents were like, you can go over. And I asked him, would you ever let your kids? He's like, fuck no. I'm like, me either. Some poor kid that shit happen. So I'm like, good luck to that kid. You ain't going over there. Yeah, but all the parents let it. And their rule was this. If your schoolwork starts to slip, if we're getting calls that you're not there, if any of that, you don't go anymore. So we all were like, let's make sure we all helped each other. People were like, I got a collage due tomorrow, a mobile. We're like, what? We'd run up to Kmart and get all the stuff. We'd all be sitting there together, drinking, putting it together. Arts and crafts, video games over here. Yeah. Sex upstairs, drugs over there, video games here, arts and crafts and schoolwork here. We were all looking after each other, and there was zero parental supervision from 16 till now.
That's
I've been on my own.
Crazy. Yeah. That's crazy.
It was crazy.
It is crazy the shit that you do in high school that you think is a good idea.
Mm-hmm. I don't know how most human beings get past 17, 18 years old.
It's like that part of having a kid makes me nervous. The thought of having a kid and then having like a 15-year-old. Because I was
What's the part that makes you nervous? That's it right there. You said it. Well, it's not that they could die or anything.
It's me, really. It's my own projection of like, oh, who knows what they're doing.
But here's the other thing. Like, we think we were clever and creative. Our kids are going to dust us.
Because they're going to have technology. They're going to I'm here, and they'll be able to share the location and be somewhere else. Yes. That type of shit.
Or they'll buy a phone on their own and everyone else has that. And they'll be like, no, I'm here at Jen's, and it's in their mailbox or some shit. Yeah. Yeah. Or on the property and they hide it outside. Yeah. I know it's coming.
Fucked up.
It's coming.
But don't you feel like your daughter would be honest with you? Because I feel like you're cool.
I feel like I'm cool too, but what kid at a young age thinks their parent's cool?
Nobody.
I have a relationship with my daughter where she can tell me everything, and usually she will. But I don't ever make her feel weird. Like if she tells me some shit I know I'm not supposed to know, I go, oh yeah. I was like, oh yeah, is that right? Oh yeah. I go, okay, Yeah. And but I hope my daughter does. I think she will, but also she's going to be her own person. I don't know if she'll tell me everything. I'm comfortable with going and getting the period stuff, and let's talk about yeast infections and urinary tract infections and all these other things. And I know about Azo and all these other fucking things. I mean, look, you have a mom. You should talk to her first. But if I got to go get it, I'm totally down and comfortable. I don't know if she will be,
I remember when I first got my period, I didn't want to wear anything. My parents were like, you have to. And I was like,
how old were you? If you don't mind me asking.
I was young. I was like 11.
What grade is that?
I was like 5th grade.
Damn, that is young. Because I remember girls my age, or my grade, started having them around 7th grade.
That's like more normal.
Is that? Yeah. That's when I remember like.
I was like, I feel like I'm dying. I hate this. It was so scary.
I'll bet it's scary. I just remember walking into the first, because I swear to God, and every boy will back this up too. When you walked into the health nurse in middle school, it was like a desk that had some Band-Aids and some Bacitracin. And I mean, the walls were stacked with fucking tampons. Yeah. Well, pads probably.
Yeah, pads. Dude,
and I was like,
pads are fucked up.
What are these?
Walking around in a diaper. It's fucked up.
I know. It has to be.
It's fucked up. And then also like, okay, what about these Diva cups people use?
What is that?
It's like a menstrual cup.
And what do you do with it?
People who use that.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I do.
And so it sits in there for a week and collects.
No, I think you have to like daily? Dump it out daily.
Wait, is it a reusable cup?
Yes.
No, stop. Yes. Why wouldn't you just make a throwaway?
Yes. It's like a reusable, like a Keurig. Silicone.
Fuck,
a
that's
period
gross.
Keurig. And they're called Diva cups. Why do they have to be called Diva cups?
I don't know. I didn't know that.
Well, because people don't talk about Diva cups.
But where the fuck are you washing that? Like, I don't want to roll into the bathroom while you're rinsing it. And I'm like, what the fuck is that?
That's why I can't do it. I can't do it. It's a Diva cup.
Listen,
You think we would have something better by now?
I just give so much props to women and all the shit you guys go. Like, I'm not telling you every day I wake up. I'm two things. I'm glad I'm awake and I'm glad I'm a guy. Because the shit I hear, like, I talk to my friends and they're like, I have these cysts. Oh my, I got to go in for this and precancerous this and breast cancer that and periods and infections and this and that.
It's
And, I ate something different in my pee. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
What? I can't, like, and every single woman is different. Every single woman's body is different. But I feel like you all have these crazy similarities, but every single person's shit is different.
Yeah. It's crazy. Like, I remember when I went to a topless bar in Vegas. It was me, my friend Stephanie, and Ben Glebe, and we were at a topless pool party in Vegas. And I was like, I never knew there was this many different kinds of tits.
Right?
I was like, this is actually shocking. Like, I feel like I thought all boobs look kind of the same. No. And then I remember the first time I saw a vagina that was like different than mine. I was like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It is crazy. It's crazy. Like, you don't know about sweet potato titties.
What are sweet
ski slope titties? These, the ski slope. Then there's ones that look like sweet potatoes. Then there's just nice little perkies, and then there's the big ones that stay up, and the big sloppy ones, like Christina likes to say. And I mean, there are so many kinds of titties.
Yeah.
So many kinds of titties.
Yeah.
I think they're like snowflakes. I don't know if there's another set alike. I don't know.
It depends if you got them at the doctor.
Yeah, if they're
in
enhanced.
LA, there's a lot of similarities.
But yeah, so many titties and vaginas. Yes, vaginas.
Whoa.
I mean, the first time I saw my first one, I'm thinking this is what all vaginas look like. It's my first vagina.
And then you see a second one.
And then I'm like, what the fuck's that? Yeah.
That's how I was when I saw my friend's vagina. I was like, what the fuck is that? Like, I couldn't get over it. I was like, that is not.
Like, wait, there's innies and outies?
Yes.
And
the first time I saw an outie, I almost passed out. I was like, whoa.
Oh God,
I wasn't even ready for that.
Can I tell you something I saw one time that blew me away? It was a girl with a clit, but it was enlarged.
I can't.
And listen to me.
No.
It was like a baby penis. No! It was like a baby's penis had a baby's penis with another baby. It was like, but listen to me. It looked just like
a dick.
It looked just like a penis.
A baby dick.
It did way smaller. Baby dick's a little fat pudgy thing, like an acorn or whatever. This was like if you took someone's dick under one of those cartoon lasers and it went.
No.
Yeah, it looked like a dick, but it was like this.
No.
It was clitoral size, but looked just like a pin, like that little head on it and everything.
So what do you do when you're there?
I mean, what do you do when you're there?
You just have to keep going for it.
Just go for it. What do you do? It was tiny. It just looked like it. I was like, this thing looks like. And I talked to her about it. I was like, do you know that your clit looks like? We dated for a little while. I was like, it looks like a mini penis.
What did she say?
She's like, I asked the doctor. I'm like,
no.
You don't have to ask the doctor. I'm telling you what it looks like. I'm telling you.
I'll ask the doctor.
It looks like my shit, but on a millimeter scale.
That's fucked up.
I've never seen that in my life, ever.
That is fucked up.
Still haven't.
That's haunting.
That. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Damn. Yeah, you never know until it's too late. But
also, it's everyone's body is different. Everyone's body is different.
That's true.
That's another thing.
Yeah.
Everyone's got their shit. Like, hey, good for you if you figure out what gets you off. But if it's, having I don't know, a blanket wrapped around your head and somebody beating you with socks, then okay. Then okay. I don't know how you figured it out, but good for you if you did.
But there are some people that are like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what's the weirdest thing?
Well, the weirdest thing is the one I talked about on YMH. I had I was dating this girl for like I've said it, a good 6 months.
Okay. And
things were, normal. I would say, look, I say normal, like, really good, fun, hot sex. Like normal shit. Nothing to make you go, huh? None of that. And one day we're having sex and she's on top of me, reverse cowgirl, and just tries to jam a finger in my ass. And I don't mean gentle. I mean like rock back like this, nails dry and boom. And I was like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, I was like, if you don't want to talk to me about it first, then spit on the fucking thing. Yeah. Spit on it at least. You're going dry in my butthole right now. Like, what are you talking about?
The long fingernail?
The long ass fingernail.
No.
And that, like, attempt at ass play led to a conversation where she told me she wanted to suck my dick while I took a shit.
No.
And I was like, we're done. This is where I get off the ride.
No.
And I had a conversation with her about it. I'm like, I don't think you've thought this through. Have you done this before? And she's like, no. And so she could have been lying because she already knew I sort of felt judgmental, like, I'm like, what about splashback? Like, what about the smell? What about any of this? And she was like, no, I'm into it. And like for a second, I thought about it. Like, first of all, I don't even know if I could get my dick hard to do this. You know what I mean?
It's too much.
I have gone back and Rolodex
separate. Those are two separate activities
and different traumas. I haven't suffered the trauma that makes my dick get hard while I take a shit.
Yeah.
I've thought back in my Rolodex of life, and I'm like, I don't think I've ever had an erection while I took a shit, ever, for any reason. And I was 17 at one point when my dick was always hard. So I thought about it, and I thought, like, I'm sure the science of it, the orgasm shooting this way at 1,000,000 miles an hour while something is coming out of your ass this way 1,000,000 miles an hour probably feels amazing.
But also
I'm gonna
so
pass.
Scary.
I'm going to pass.
It feels like too much at once. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, someone's like, if I was experimenting at home, I could maybe try that by myself, but I'm not, shoot it out the front and the back. But I don't need you there.
Solo experience.
And I don't want to kiss you after that.
Ew.
I mean, I don't mind kissing you after you give me head, but I don't want to kiss you while your face is down in some pee and shit water.
It's so gross.
I wouldn't even be able to look at you again.
It's so gross. That is so gross.
So we ended our relationship
after she dry fingered your butthole and then wanted to.
After she attempted to dry finger my butthole.
Did you have to stop her?
I would have. Huh?
Did you have to stop her?
Yeah. She was going for it. I was like, we don't. Like, I'm down if you lube it up a little bit. You know, so I'm like, at least spit on it. Like, what do you? Yeah, anything. You could have given me a look back, and I'd be like, what's that? I'd known something was coming, but this was just like, bam, in the middle of nowhere.
So this was 6 months in. She surprised you with some weird shit,
and we've been having like great sex, normal sex the whole time. We were very sexual, so I love that. And it was like a summer thing that started, and it was just boom, 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 boom. And I think she went to a level that hadn't been discussed with me yet. And I was like, I'm going to hit the brakes here. You went from really good to like
what?
The sucking dick while you shit.
Well, that's like
anyone
this guy
that's into
I was dating, and it was normal at first, kind of normal. But then he was like, what do you think about becoming a swinger? And I was like, I don't want to become a swinger. He's like, well, I know this fireman and his wife. And I'm like, I don't want to fuck a fireman and his wife and you. That's too many things going on. I was like, it sounds like you want to fuck the fireman and his wife. So if you want to do that, that could be like a solo journey, but I don't have the desire to do that. And I remember he kept pitching me this fireman. And so like whenever I think of swingers, I always just think of like this fireman that this guy kept pushing.
I've never had
I'm not into firemen like that either.
I don't blame you. I mean, also just this random couple that fucks. Like if that's not your thing, it's not your thing.
Not my thing.
I've never had that happen before. Like a swinger. Yeah, like where you're at a show or whatever. I've had guys tell me like they be like, "Want to go? Come on, fuck my wife." I'm like, "Huh?"
Yeah.
Like I don't need anybody to do my job.
Yeah.
I never understood the guys that want to watch.
There's a lot of that. A lot of comedians have told me, actually, male comedians, that they have fucked people's wives in front of the
husband.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm good on that.
What is that?
I don't know. I don't need you in the room. You know what I mean? Like, if you want me to fuck your wife, give me the permission to fuck your wife, and then we'll tell you about it. I don't need you there.
I don't want you watching.
I don't need you there. No.
If people are sick. Well, yeah. I mean, my neighbors, they had a very loud threesome. It ended
guy, girl.
It was guy, girl. It ended with the cops being called.
No.
Yes, because
is this out in the canyon?
Yeah, with the cops being called because when the other guy showed up, the other dude decided he didn't want him fucking his girlfriend anymore. So they made a big scene and they were all on drugs and turned to this big thing. The cops had to come.
So did they actually have the threesome?
They were in the middle of having the threesome. In the middle of having the threesome. And then he was like, get off my girlfriend. It turned to like this whole fucking thing. And like the cops came.
No, my God.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a friend of mine, one of the bail bondsmen. He bailed an Orioles pitcher.
One of the 4 bail bonds.
Same situation. You know? He was an Orioles pitcher back in the day. I'll tell you off camera. And same thing. He took 2 girls home and they started fist fighting in the middle of the threesome. And he had to call the police.
No.
Yeah, because his girlfriend was not digging
I
it
feel like
anymore.
that's what would happen to me. I'll be like, I'm on board. Sure, I'm
the guy's getting even hotter watching you fist fight naked and shit.
I'm like, what? I'm like, no, I've changed my mind last minute.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've had a couple threesome situations where one girl. Okay, so I was in college, and what was this after? I can't remember, but this is college, and I'm out with this girl. And we go back to her place with her and her girlfriend. And it's definitely going to happen.
Right.
But we're all fucked up. I mean, we're fucked up.
Okay.
We go back. We all get in bed. We're making out. This girl passes out.
Okay.
Passes out. And we're just like, what the fuck? And so we're just like, well, we'll just.
Yeah.
I mean, the 2 of us are still good to go. And she just laid there, passed out while we had sex next to her. She couldn't go anywhere. She was dead weight. We're like, get out of here. It's a good move. We're like, well, we're fucking.
That's crazy.
And then another time I had this girl, and she's like, I'm going to bring my girlfriend and we're going to meet you at this hotel or whatever. And I was like, okay. But, never do I think anything like this is a setup or anything. I'm just this horny college kid. And I'm like, okay. And then the one girl came, was like, well, she decided that she has a boyfriend and she shouldn't do it. I was like, oh, okay. So again, there goes that opportunity, but just a nice little one-on-one. Like, well, we still, okay.
So both of your threesomes turned into twosomes.
Mm-hmm. One, there were technically 3 people present.
Yeah, but
just not involved. Just over there.
Not awake.
A weird cuck situation.
A sleeping cuck.
Fuck my girlfriend while I sleep next to you. Okay.
Narcoleptic cuck.
But I couldn't do any of that kind of shit. Like, I would never be in that. I've had guy friends that are like, I'd love to watch a guy fuck my wife or my girlfriend. I'm like, for what? What do you want to watch it for?
That's some sick shit. I don't know. Maybe you're just so bored. You're like, I'm so bored. Please fuck somebody else. What does that look like? You're like, so bored.
God, how bored you got to be to have some strange guy come over and bang your wife?
I know. That's after you've run through all the costumes.
I'd be also worried, like, is this guy going to get middle in the mad of it or mad in the middle of it and fucking shoot me? Or you're naked. You're completely vulnerable. You can't even have a boot on to kick the guy. Nothing.
No.
You don't have anything to throw at him. Nothing. You are at your most vulnerable, except for sleeping. You're at your most vulnerable and you're in the middle of having sex. If his wife gets on top of you and all of a sudden they decide, I'm like, you two gonna kill me. Like, it could be, like a Rick James shit where I'm a slave now and you guys are burning me and shit.
That's our episode. Thank you for coming
on. I love it.
On.
Oh, thank you.
Like that harsh out?
Yeah, I love it. Thank you for having me on.
Where can our listeners find you and tell them about The Honeydew?
The Honeydew is the show I've done. You have to go listen to Sarah's episode. She has a great episode.
Even if the people in your podcast,
they don't like. A lot of people don't like the way all of you girls talk.
Like
y'all have a distinct
another
way.
Bitch talking like saying the word like
upspeak?
too much.
Yeah, well, Jay Larson got
Vocal
called
fry.
out for saying like too much too. People don't like when you say like.
I've been working on it.
I'm trying to work on it too. I listen to myself and I hear myself say I mean a lot. Like, I mean, Well, I mean, instead of like, it's another thing, you know.
No, I did it extra on your podcast though, because I was sharing a vulnerable story. So I felt the Valley girl
Chelsea,
inside
same thing. She had a lot of likes too.
Really?
Mm-hmm. But Ryan Sickler on all social media, ryansickler.com. Subscribe to the Honeydew podcast. Watch that. Listen to people highlight the lowlights of their life and laugh about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen to me.
Yours is a great one. Yours is a great one.
Psych ward.
Psych ward.
This is the first time I ever told the story.
Big Dick Energy. Big Johnson Energy.
Big Johnson Energy.
Yes. Yeah.
Tune in, listen. Oh, wait. Before we go, I have to give you a present.
What? No. Oh, Sarah, some alien socks.
Oh, yeah, socks.
Fuck yeah, Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. Oh, yeah,
Mr.
socks.
Rogers, yeah, get some Oh, yeah, socks. Discount code Sara10, SARA10.
Fuck yeah. He's got his the little king on his.
Yeah.
That's great. That's great. Make believe land. Want to make believe land.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
This is so nice.
Yeah, and thank you guys so much for watching another episode of Shank. Make sure to subscribe, rate, and review. All of those things. Head to ohyeah.com, 3 O's HYEAH.com. Discount code Sara10. Buy my merch. I just posted a new link for my merch. You can find that on my Instagram under highlights merch. They're fun. I got like cowboy shirts. It's an exciting display is all I'm saying. Head to my Instagram at Princess Shank to shop the merch. And thank you guys so much for listening to another episode of Shank. Bye.